Hello, this is Nick here, and if you've watched this channel I know these roundups must start very similar each time, but maybe I need a new script writer. But if you watch these roundups you'll know every 2 weeks we look at the last 6 games I reviewed in that 2-week period and try and give them some kind of crazy ranking, and then you either agree or disagree or what something else entirely. We got a different background, we change it once every 2 weeks. Well done, Nick, I remembered there. And it's pretty much snowing a little bit. Anyway, but before we come to the top 6, well, I'm sure you're very excited, let's look at the 2 pinball games we've looked at this time round. The first one was the second part of the Force Awakens pack. It was Star Wars Might of the First Order, published in 2016 by Zen Studios. I think this is quite a good table, represents the First Order quite well, follows some of the events of The Force Awakens, Star Wars Episode 7. All your favourite characters are there: Kylo Ren, General Hux, and the mysterious Captain Phasma, which hopefully will be used a bit better in Episode 8, because I think that was a good character in sort of an idea, but wasn't used nearly enough. Captain Phasma sounds like the name of a clown you'd hire for a kid's party, but I'm sure they can do much more with the character in Star Wars. Out of the 2 tables, I prefer The Force Awakens, the original one I reviewed last week round. This one isn't too bad. It's got a mini table underneath. You've got to see the video to really appreciate that. And one complaint is the flippers on that mini table, with my line of eyesight, they get a bit in the way of the main flippers on the top table, and it gets a little bit confusing. But apart from that, it's a pretty good effort, so I could recommend that one. The other table we looked at was part of a 2-pack table called Iron and Steel. The first one we're looking at here is Wild West Rampage. The next one will be Castle Storm, but we'll look at that in the next 2-week review. Now, this is a rather cool Wild West theme. The Zen pinball tables get a bit better the further they go along. They started off pretty good, but they're just getting awesome. Might the First Order come out in 2016, this one, a Wild West Rampage, in 2015. But you control the main protagonist, who's called Cindy. Yes, a really good Wild West name there. And you must basically catch a wanted bandit and attack the sheriff at the end. Lots of mini games like the train, gold mine, dynamite, the saloon. There's lots of things there. It's a really nice table. I've played it since the review and got a bit further, and one of my favourite bits is a mini game where you're actually on the train and got to fire the ball on a mini table. Once you've completed that, hit enough targets, it advances to the next carriage, so that's pretty good as well. So yeah, let's see the top 6 then. Do you agree? Do you not agree? I found it quite hard to put a 6th place here because nothing was ultimately bad. There's a few mediocre ones and a few really good ones. In 6th place, I put Gyroscope 2 on the ZX Spectrum 48K, published by Colour Magic in 1987. I like the original Gyroscope. Gyroscope 2, it's not really by the same people, to be fair. It's been made using the Marble Madness construction kit, and it shows. I played the game with a cheat mode on, so I can show a few of the levels there. It's okay without being spectacular. It could be a lot better. Based on the original arcade game Marble Madness, this doesn't reflect it very well. I prefer Marble Madness on the Commodore Amiga, to be honest with you. This version, it scrolls every screen. It's not quite as bad as the original Marble Madness that I reviewed, so they've done something with the programming, but not really that much, to be honest with you. In 5th place, we have a shoot 'em up. It's Gemini Wing on the Commodore Amiga, published by Virgin Mastertronic in 1989, so still in the 80s. Again, this is an arcade conversion. I reviewed it previously on the ZX Spectrum, and the backgrounds were a bit hard to see what was going on, which is quite common with some Spectrum games if they're not too careful or don't give the shapes a big enough border. Gemini Wing is a bit better on the Commodore Amiga, but it is a little bit mediocre. If you played it as a kid, you probably really enjoyed it, and it's not a bad game, not balanced particularly well with the action there. The end of level guardians come out every now and again. They're a bit varied based on sea life or insects. I got a bit further in the review than I did on the Spectrum one, so maybe I'm getting better, or maybe I just got lucky. An average shooter, not really enough sound effects for me, but some okay music going forward. A middle of the road game, and that's why it come 5th. In 4th place, now this is going to be controversial because this is a lot of people's favourite games maybe nearly of all time, but I didn't quite see it. So on the ZX Spectrum again, it was Quick Snacks by Codemasters in 1990. You controlled Dizzy round a maze. A little bit like fast food, which I really liked. This tries to evolve it slightly, so you're pushing, you still got to collect fruit, but you're pushing blocks around the place to kill enemies, and you really got to plot your route. It's a little bit more linear, but puzzle game as well. More difficult than fast food, it has to be said, but a nice look back. Didn't own this back in the day as a kid, so my nostalgia is not there. I just think there was something missing. I reviewed it on the Commodore, no, not the Commodore, the ZX Spectrum 48K. It did come out on the 128K as well with music, so maybe a thumping soundtrack does add to it, but I thought this 48K version was a little bit lackluster. So in 6th place, a Gyroscope 2 on the ZX Spectrum 48K by Color Magic in 87. 5th place, GEMINI Wing on the Commodore Amiga, a shoot 'em up by Virgin Mastertronic in 89. And in 4th place was Quick Snacks on the ZX Spectrum 48K again by Codemasters in 1990. So let's come to the top 3, my 3 favourite games. As I say, you might not have them in the same order, but there we go. That's what reviewing games is all about. Different opinions, and if everyone thinks the same thing, the world would be an extremely dull place. So in 3rd place, on the Game Boy Advance, is Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge. The only other Hot Wheels games I reviewed so far was Hot Wheels All Out, which was pretty terrible, so I approached this with trepidation. It's published by THQ in 2004, of course based on the very popular kids toy Hot Wheels. I prefer Matchbox, but Hot Wheels is popular as well. Now I was really impressed with this game. It's got a few bad reviews out there, but what impressed me is the very good use of polygon graphics on it. The tracks are varied. There's really a lot to unlock on the cartridge. You start off in sort of like a Jurassic circuit, and there's an amazing loop-to-loop on there. It's made up of different stages. It's not all races. Some are time-based. Some you have to perform a certain amount of stunts to get points to advance. Once you've done 6 of the missions in the land, then you move to the next one. And in the review I got to the spiders and then called it a day. But if you bought this game or have it, you're going to get really a lot of gameplay from it, and it was a lot better than I thought. So Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge, using I think real Hot Wheels cars. So if you have them from back in the day, you're probably going to get a bit out of it. And in 2nd place, now I didn't know whether to put each one 2nd or 1st in this, because Pinball Dreams, I've given it away, I put as number 1 in the last roundup, but this time the sequel Pinball Fantasies by 21st Century Entertainment in 1992 includes another 4 tables. Party Land is the most popular one, according to you people watching, and I'll have to agree with you, Party Land is a pretty good table. Has 3 other ones as well with varied themes, $1 Billion Game Show and Speed Devils, and a haunted sort of like housey type one, which I can't immediately remember the name, which probably means I didn't like it that much. No, I liked all the tables when I played it. It evolves slightly from Pinball Dreams that come out slightly earlier. There's a few extra bits to do on the table. It's a little bit more advanced. The ball behaves exactly the same, a little bit light for my liking, but you can quickly get used to it, and all pinball recreations are different to a certain degree. It's not going to compare with the modern day games like Zen Pinball 2 or Pinball Arcade, but it's never meant to. This was in the 90s, spawned a lot of sequels, most notably on the AGA chipset, not the chipset, that's bad, chipset on the Commodore Amiga. I probably won't be reviewing those ones. I don't know why, I can't get AGA to work on what I use. But anyway, so we give you Pinball Dreams and Pinball Fantasies. A great game, you can pick that up, good. And in 1st place, what does that leave? Well, it's back into the PlayStation times. It's V-Rally Championship Edition, so V-Rally 2, I should say, the sequel by Electronic Arts, EA, in 1999. Now, I'm always a sucker for great racing games. One could say it hasn't aged particularly well, and yeah, that's pretty much true. But again, there's a lot of content there. The behaviour of the car's really good. It sucks you in. For the era, 1999, it behaves really well. Pop-up isn't too bad, maybe ever so slightly if you've got your eyes about an inch away from the screen. But it's a good game by EA, but I like all the V-Rally games. Compares really well to V-Rally 97, come out a couple of years earlier. Which one's the best? Well, I suppose this one's slightly more refined, but they're pretty much the muchness, really. So, yes, the top 3 then this time. If you agree, let me know. If you don't agree, If you think Gyroscope 2 should be top, then let me know as well. So in third place was Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge. Good, it's a good job I got notes here. Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge by THQ in 2004 on the Game Boy Advance. In second place, Pinball Fantasies by 21st Century Entertainment in 1992 on the Commodore Amiga. And in glorious first place this time was V-Rally 2 Championship Edition by Electronic Arts in 1999. Now, at time of recording, we're almost at the end of the Formula 1 Blundering series, which concentrates on the game F1 2010. If you've been watching that, thank you for your support, because I think there's about over 50 videos in that series now, so it hasn't been quick to do. It's been an interesting journey. Next week is the last race in Abu Dhabi. Hope to see you there. I've got a sort of chance of winning, but Mark Webber's 10 points ahead, so you'd have to say he's a strong favourite. So thanks for watching the videos again. It is really appreciated. There are absolutely, and I don't exaggerate here, there's absolutely tens of thousands of retro gaming channels out there, and I'm glad that you've taken time in your schedule to watch mine as well. Watch as many as you can, but I'm glad you're watching this one also. It's really appreciated. It's a tough world out there. Okay, have a great weekend, and until next time, take good care of yourself and a very warm goodbye.
Goodbye.